Hello, wind believers. It's Renee, the practical shaman. Always technical glitches when you're supposed to go live at 10. So, welcome. And we are um, calling in our monthly wind spirit. And we do this as in the Wind Clan every month. And generally, it's one of the people who have graduated the 10-month apprenticeship program, but we're open to other people who have done a lot of wind work who might want to do this as well. And it's a really simple process. But today I thought I'd go backwards a little bit and tell you the whole process because often we get, sorry, I had myself all set up to go live from Zoom, but that did not happen. So here I am through Facebook. So hopefully it's a good enough signal because sometimes it's not. So what we do is, well, I only have three for some reason, but it feels like one of those mornings. And I thought, wow, you're all set up. You're ready to go. Woo, woo, woo. All right, well, hit like anyway. So if you're watching this, stay tuned. So at the beginning of the year, in the Wind Clan, we pull a Wind Spirit card for the year, and what that is one of the cardinal four directions. Whether it's the east, which is Eurus of mind, memories, and belief, south of notice, emotional needs and desire, Zephyrus in the west, physical endings, harvest, and your physical body, and the north is spirit, community, and service. And so that's Boreas. And one of the things I always notice is when people go to the wind spinner, which is at the top of the Wind Clan page, it's featured, you spin a wind. And people like to always say the quality of the wind, like the emotional needs and desires. No, what we're doing is we're calling to this wind spirit, these wind deities that are in our lives to help us cooperate, and they always do. It's it's sometimes it's uncanny. Like today, in March, we're in March, right? In March, I was working with Yalana, and she helped me realize about in the East for the year, mind, memories, and beliefs. Well, Yalana brought some ideas, some beliefs, some thoughts that I had that were recurring over and over and over again in my life that were less than desirable. How about that for a word? When I saw them, I saw it was an early morning meditation before I got up, and I thought like the prompt was, what thoughts no longer serve you? What thoughts get in the way of your ultimate success? And there was this thought that came up that, and it was not so much the thought, it was what happens when I have those types of thoughts. And it hit me like a punching bag in my solar plexus. And so throughout March, every single time that this situation would arise that would bring up this type of thinking, so it was more about the type of thinking that limits me, I would get this hit in my gut, and I say, thank you, Yelana, thank you. So what happens is, so I'm working in the East this year, so my guess is there's new beginnings. It's a lot about mind, memories, and beliefs. And the new beginnings for me this year is that I've decided this year I wasn't going to do a lot of teaching, but I would be writing a new book. And wow, if you've written a book, you'll get this. You think the book is one thing, and the book thinks you're in service to it to do something else. And that has happened over and over and over again. And a lot of it has been like, well, how can you teach this if you're not living this? So it's where my thinking and my behavior are incongruent. And I'm talking that the more healed you become, it's more subtle, but it's way more apparent too, like when you're off your compass needle. So for the month, I was working with Yalana, the Turkish wind god, and she really did her work. And one of the things this year is, at the beginning of the year, we painted our wind prayer flags, and this was the prayer that I painted for Yalana. And who would have guessed that there was this dark tree root, or this dark tree branch, and this heavy rock, which has felt like in the middle of my solar plexus, that has informed me. And it's been informing me for many, many years. And I only painted through April because I'll be going back up to Whidbey in May, and I wanted to wait to see how the energy shifted there because one of the things in my new book is about resourcing from where you live. And so, in order to do that, I want to resource my prayer flags from where I'm living. So, Kari, I have this spiral, this purple spiral, and Kari is about giving voice. And for me, I'm giving voice to a whole new body of work, which really seems like it's going to be a series of books. But this first one is going to be giving voice to my teachers, my ancestors, all of my mentors seem to be showing up in full shamanic brigade to be helping me write this book and revisiting all of the things that I've ever learned from a shamanic perspective in order to put it into a working manual that other people can benefit for. So hopefully that spiral is that work is continuing and expanding. So when we go back to calling out the winds and sending the winds home, the first thing we want to do, or it gets really, really windy, imagine if I had my cardinal wind and all the winds I was working with traveling with me this year. Not such a great idea. So we're going to send the wind, we're going to send Yelana home with a gratitude. The wind has just kicked up a little bit. Gratitude in my heart for bringing to the forefront these ideas that no longer serve me. So thank you, Yelana. My heart is full. And when you watch these monthly videos, other students do it other ways. And I say students because we're all students of the wind. This work had been hidden in the caves for thousands of years. And here it is, maybe 10 years later, and we're just barely getting started. In fact, we're barely getting started because this week the audiobook came out. And if you get the newsletter, tomorrow I'll be releasing an interview that I did with the audio narrator. What a wonderful man, and what he brings a voice to the winds. He had to learn all of these wind names, and that was quite a feat. And he talks about how that was for him. All right, so Yelana, she's free to go, and we're gonna bring in Kari now. That's my wind. So because that's my wind, I shared a blog on the Practical Shaman. .com. You can go over there and read Kari. There's a journey there to the Wind Cave, which is a journey I did many years ago, but it's still as prevalent today as it was then. And you can also download your Wind Spirit cards there for free, or you can order them with your Wind Whistler Toolkit, which is the wind cards, the book, and this. I don't know how to add the audio. And what you do is then you pull a Wind Spirit card for the month. Now, I already told you I pulled Kari. So, say you might pull Bieg Olmai. And what you want to do is to call to this wind spirit, to come in and help you. And how we do that, or how I do it, and like I said, every month you can watch how somebody else does it. I do the simple method of the 3 wind breaths. And I start by doing a cleansing wind breath in, because remember, the wind connects us all around the world. So this first wind breath in is to bring the wind into my belly, and then I send it out through my coccyx bone down into the earth, where the earth Pachamama will mulch it all the energies, all of the work that I did in March into the ground to mulch, so that I'm a clear vessel to bring in the wind of April, which for me is Kari, the wind of voice, the wind of giving voice. Oh, the breeze has already started. And then in the third wind breath out, I connect myself to all of the other wind believers all around the world, all of the other winds, in a way that they can work in harmony and support. Are you ready? All right, I invite you to close your eyes. And if you haven't pulled a wind for the month, jaunt up to the wind spinner at the top of the Wind Clan page and pick a wind, so that you, when on the second wind breath, you can call to that wind spirit by name. All right? And if you don't know how to pronounce the name, go over to the YouTube channel and hit subscribe, and right the very first video is somebody pronouncing them all or listen in the new audio book. Because he did an amazing job pronouncing the wind names. All right, so close your eyes and bring that first wind breath in. And as you exhale, imagine all of the dense energy going down to the belly of the mother. Remain in the emptiness. Magic happens in the gap, in the emptiness of the gap. And on that second wind breath in, call to the wind that you're working with this month. Again, I'm calling in Kari. Kari, come to me. And feel that voice in mind filling me up with the voice of spirit. And I release all that is not that voice. And in the emptiness, Kari begins to show me Kari magic. And on that last third wind breath in, bring in the magic of the community, of the group. And hold it. And on the third wind breath, we're going to connect ourselves with wind believers everywhere. And this is how I work and cooperate with the winds of spirit every month. And I invite you to order a copy of the hard book, even if you're going to get the audiobook, and read along. One woman was telling me, oh, I fell asleep. His voice is very soothing. I fell asleep, and I'm thinking, okay, the healing happened. The magic happened, the energy happened when you were sleeping. That's how these winds work. They work you once you invite them in. So I invite you to invite them in, to tell your friends about the wind work, to order a book. If you feel called, order a wind whistle, and join us here every month for calling in the wind spirits. I'm Renee, I'm the practical shaman, and I look forward to being with you as I can this year. Thank you.